Welcome to Houston Community College 2022 State of the College event, and I must say it is good to be back in person once again. All right, good to see everybody face to face after the past couple of years, huh? My name is Todd Duplantis. I'm the director of HCC TV, and I'll be your MC this morning. Please turn your attention to the screen for a brief video introduction.
We prepared for Harvey just like most. On Sunday morning, we woke up to 3 inches of water in the house. It soon, very quickly, became 3 feet. The water kept rising. We had no flood insurance and we'd lost our cars. We had no place to go and no way to get there. So we stayed in the house for 2 more days without power. But then they released the dams.
One of the things that I think will be important is how do we bring kind of the commercial insurers together with the risk managers within the companies to figure out how can we build the skills in an employer's workforce to meet the resiliency needs of employers.
So I think for us as the Office of Sustainability for Harris County, really looking at the preparedness component and the rebuilding component, how we can incorporate sustainability and resilience together in those components to kind of help make sure that all the different operations and kind of design thinking really fits in together to look at co-benefits for sustaining quality of life as well as being more resilient to extreme weather events.
We called the police, we called everybody we could. The recommendation was get to the attic. While we're up there, we could see the water rise to about 5.5 feet inside the house. We then were sort of transfixed looking down from the attic on the water. We heard a very distressing sound of someone crying for help and their voice trailing off in front of the house. Neighbor called me and said, "Mike, y'all get out of there right now." Got through to the bathroom, kicked out one of the bathroom windows, swam around the back of the house, and stood on the fence line where we waved down the Cajun Navy. I was so glad to see those guys.
A lot of the roads, as you all know, were flooded and blocked. How to help each other, how to find each other, how to connect with the Cajun Navy if they had boats or resources, how to get out into the communities, and then how to also connect and work with the city of Houston and Harris County, because we had direct line to a lot of the local and state and federal officials to see how can we again help triage and help get resources into the hands that need it most, because our community was our first responder. And then within the community, getting upskilled and trained on rescue and how to triage things. I think that through these types of trainings, especially with continuing education programs and the certifications, you don't have to have a 4-year, after a 4-year degree to learn all of these things through HCC. So that connectivity into the community. As somebody said, it's Houston's community college, and so it's really great that it's helping to empower and connect the community.
Well, as you can see, the theme of our event is the resiliency of Houston and meeting the needs of our entire community. Now I'm honored to welcome HCC's board chair, Dr. Cynthia Linton-Gary, District 7.
Thank you, Todd, and good morning. I just want you guys to know that we are so grateful to each of you for joining us this morning. I am honored to serve as the Houston Community College Board of Trustees, and as we continue to define and support what it means to be a resilient community, it has been 2 years since we've held this event in person, so we are so thrilled to see each and every one of you and all of the familiar faces. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to acknowledge how grateful we are to Chancellor Maldonado, the leadership team, the faculty and staff for their commitment and unwavering dedication to our students during these unprecedented times. Through our ongoing efforts to ensure the health and well-being of students and the school-wide initiatives to instill resiliency across our region, HCC is certainly leading the way to design a bold vision for Houston's future and also the future of the college. We will continue to work together to evolve our institution and empower our students to succeed inside and outside the classroom. I want to acknowledge my fellow trustees who contribute to the advancement of HCC and each of their communities profoundly. As I call your names, trustees, would you please stand and remain standing? We are working as trustees to move our city forward. And with that being said, I would like to recognize Vice Chair Monica Flores. If you're present, please stand. And remain standing, please. Board Secretary Eva Laredo. Dr. Adriana Tamez. Oh, Adriana, you have real fans. Dr. Reagan Flowers. Whoa, you too, Reagan. Robert Glaser. Dave Wilson. And Dr. Vanderbilt Stallworth. I would like for you guys to look around at each one of these trustees and understand that we're here today, and the word of the day is resiliency. And I want you to know that each and every one of the trustees will remain resilient and dedicated and committed to moving HCC forward, increasing our enrollment, focusing on student completion, focusing on student success, because that's what we are about. And we will make sure that we work to make HCC's nursing program one of the greatest in this region. Thank you, and thank you for the work you do, trustees.
All right, thank you, Dr. Litton Gary. And now we're going to hear some more about our program today and moving forward. Please welcome to the stage our Chancellor, Dr. Cesar Maldonado.
Good morning. Thank you, Todd. Welcome to everyone. It's great to be in person. I remember this event in 2022 where it was, I think a week later, we ended up closing the campuses. As you heard, today's theme is resiliency by design. Not by accident. We're actually doing this preparation, the design, in a very purposeful way. Now, because of the floods, the hurricanes, the power grid failures, pandemics, disruptions to our environment that we've had these last few years, the word resiliency has taken on a very real meaning for all of us in the room. In a time when we've been encouraged to power through and overcome, the word resiliency has made itself inescapable in modern nomenclature. Before I go any further with resiliency, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone at HCC who contributes to the institution's great resiliency in our mission. It would be an understatement to say that our Board of Trustees, our faculty and staff have worked above and beyond the call of duty the last 2 years. That would be a big understatement. Not only that, our students have gone through a tremendous amount of challenge in their personal lives and in their academic goals. They've had to face unforeseen challenges that we've never faced, the likes of which we've never faced before. But we all face the challenges by working together and we've succeeded by collaborating. We were able to overcome the challenges and all the obstacles. I'd like to also thank the HCC Foundation, without whom many of our students would not have been able to gain the knowledge and skills that they need for their own resilience to face challenges today and those of tomorrow. With all of the disruption going on, the foundation provided more than $5 million in student support to help students complete their studies, achieve their dreams. And the amazing thing, in that same time period, they generated over $10 million of additional revenues. That's just a tremendous amount of work. And what makes this work possible is the shared values between HCC and the HCC Foundation. Those fuel the relationships that we have with industry partners such as PepsiCo, Wells Fargo, Siemens Digital, Apple, and many, many more. We look forward to celebrating HCC's achievements and raising even more support on behalf of students at the HCC Foundation 2022 Gala celebration on Saturday, May the 14th, back here at the Hilton Americas. Mark it down, and I hope that you'll be able to join me in this wonderful evening honoring the students, the work of the foundation, and legendary community partner and benefactor, Jim Mattress Mac McInvale. Please join me in being a sponsor of this important event for our students and our community. Over the last few years, HCC has proven its institutional resiliency in so many new ways that we've never thought of. This is enabling us to embrace the needs of our students and the communities that we serve, where they are and they need us. Our prior strategic plan, Imagine HCC 2019, provided a roadmap for us to achieve many milestones. It provided an updated vision that included transformation of the college from centers of delivery to centers of excellence, a very different view of our role in the community and in education. Now, our current strategic plan, titled Embracing Houston's Future, took lessons learned from Hurricane Harvey and other pivotal events to define a framework or priorities that allow the college to adjust to unforeseen demands for our students, from our communities, from industry, and from the economy, to cope with new norms. None of us have faced anything like we did the last couple of years with the pandemic. Little did we know that this new strategic plan, Embracing Houston's Future, would be put to the test less than 90 days after it was adopted in December of 2019. This plan enabled us to adapt and quickly pivot away from on-campus instruction to online instruction at a scale that we would have said was impossible. Our faculty's speedy response to convert over 5,000 course sections to online modality in 2 weeks was phenomenal. Our student services created an award-winning virtual lobby to connect students with advisors. This is attesting to the fact that HCC quickly came together to do things that we'd never done before that was framed by a strategic plan. And as we continued our realignment process, aligning operations with our strategy, a great deal of our responsiveness will be driven by a better understanding of what our students need. As we look at what's next, resilience in our mission, student success, workforce, and university transfers remain in our longer sights. Today, approximately 60% of our students take 100% of their courses online. That's staggering for an institution like us. And had you told anyone at HCC in 2019 that that would be the case, we would have all said that's impossible, but nonetheless, we did it. This is our current reality, to meet the students, industry, employers where they are and where they need us to be. Certainly, we were inspired by the great challenge of the pandemic. but we were able to perform. And we'll continue to develop our faculty and our staff to think in creative ways to develop novel solutions to the new and emerging environments that face us. Over the last 2 years, our ability to pivot and transform the way we serve our students has enabled us to be resilient. And in fact, HCC received a STAR Award from the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board last year in recognition of our efforts to enhance the student experience and quickly shift our operations to meet the students where they are during the COVID-19 pandemic. They don't give those away without careful consideration. Now, to achieve our goals, we launched Next Learning, a different approach to delivery, an approach that allows a combination of in-person and online formats, hybrid, safe and flexible learning environments for our students. That was the priority, maintenance of rigor and student success. We completely registered students and instructional support services to ensure students still had access to the help that they needed to be successful. Redesigned the delivery of those services, both virtually and in person. And I'm proud to report that that virtual student lobby that I talked about was recognized as a national top 10 honoree in student services. It's so successful that we're keeping it as a permanent part of our organization. Now, in response to community needs, we mobilized colleges' resources and led efforts to join educational institutions, government, and community organizations to address personal protective equipment shortages in the area. Medical professionals and first responders were the beneficiaries of equipment that we were able to work collectively to produce. This collaborative effort, known as H-Force, is a community partnership that brings together resources from across the area, technologies, and expertise. And similar to the student service virtual lobby, H-Force will remain a force in resiliency here in Houston. We've got the networks, we know how to communicate and collaborate, so that will continue as an important part of resiliency. Now, while the impact of COVID on enrollment was drastic in a reduction, we've started to see those numbers come back. And we're going to make adjustments in our organization structure in order to respond to the current normal and what's ahead. We'll be ready for it. Along with that, the number of awards that students completed in 2021, in spite of the challenges, increased by more than 5% over 2020. In the past year, we've built our partnerships with a growing number of companies and agencies. The list is very long, but it includes Adobe, Apple, Audi, CVS Health, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Microsoft, the Texas Workforce Commission, and NGOs such as Baker Ripley, the Houston Food Bank, and Goodwill Houston. We also continue to work closely with area industries to train the workers that they need who power the city, and with other area academic institutions to make sure that pipeline of students continues to flow with Texas A&M, with TSU, University of Houston downtown, Prairie View A&M. Yes, let's give them all a round of applause. These partnerships provide scalable access to higher education for all of our students. And I'm also proud to report that HCC's financial position is very strong. In fact, our composite financial index for community colleges increased by 67%, the highest increase in our peer group. We refunded debt in the public market, resulting in nearly $100 million of net present value savings. All of this while we had the challenges of reduced enrollment, pandemic, freezes, and on and on. We also received the Certificate of Achievement for excellence in financial reporting for the 5th year in a row. Great work by our staff. With all the disruptions, we continue to focus on student success and fiscal stability. Another important note is in our grant revenues. In 2019, our grant revenues were around $9 million. In 2020, we increased them to $39 million, and today, they're a little over $60 million. Earlier, I mentioned that our strategic plan, Embracing Houston's Future, is guided by 6 priorities. No matter what's going on around us, as any good strategic plan does, it keeps our focus on the future through these 6 priorities. These are the targets that keep the direction of the college true, and they help us navigate into the future. And here are a few of the highlights of those priorities of Embracing Houston's Future. First, student success. This is and will always be our priority. You know, national research shows that students that complete 15 credit hours in their first year have a strong indication of overall completion. Through our use of something we call student personas that allow us to better connect with students and support strategies, we've achieved an increase from 30% to 50% in first-year students meeting that 15 credit threshold. I'm also proud to announce that HCC won the 2022 National Bellwether Award for its outstanding and innovative workforce program focused on entrepreneurial initiatives. This program has a mission of growing employment, growing small business, including minority, micro businesses, women-owned businesses, and veteran-owned businesses. Second priority is diversity and equity. HCC recently kicked off a DEI plan culminating a multi-year effort to embed this important initiative into all that we do, all of our work. It's not a bolt-on after the fact, we've got to check some boxes. This work is integrated into all of our thought processes. In fact, the college received the 2021 Outstanding Diversity Helping Hand Award from the Houston Business Journal for our work in promoting diversity and equity. Third, personalized learning. We introduced new training technologies that not only simulate real-world environments, but also provide interactive experiences designed to elevate the skills development of our students. Our personalized learning initiative enables us to partner with our students to make sure that they're achieving their goals while we're achieving ours and preparing them for the workforce. This will significantly improve retention and completion rates. Now, we've thought long and hard about personalized learning. At an institution of our size, how can we accomplish that? And we've determined that at scale, personalized learning exists at the intersection of diversity and technology. Bringing those two elements together, we can make equity and inclusion sustainable for all students, enhancing everyone's sense of belonging. Fourth, academic rigor. We're committed to maintaining the quality in what we do. HCC continues to be nationally recognized for its quality. Most recently, our industrial technology program received national certification to offer industry-recognized portable credentials, and these are recognized throughout the country. So great work and rigor, keeping our focus on student success, making sure that we meet learning outcomes. Fifth, community investment. Mentioned earlier that we're very solid financially. All the while we continue to invest in the community. We are investing in STEM programs through our 2019 Capital Improvements Program. This includes a space science-based Challenger Learning Center. Well, I don't think you can pick up a newspaper today and not read something about space. And we're going to be addressing that and the growth of our STEM programs for underserved students, for female students, for students of all kinds, from all walks of life, with 21st century technology. The Capital Improvement Program has invested millions of dollars in modernizing our facilities and our technology. So you'll hear more about that in the coming years, particularly as the activities in space begin to expand. And finally, College of Choice. Now, HCC received recognition by the Texas Workforce Investment Council for 3 of our programs. And just a few weeks ago, we celebrated with the Harris County Toll Association a partnership that will train hundreds of employees in skills that would enable them to advance in their careers, be promoted, and take the toll roads operations to a new level. Looking forward, whatever the next normal brings, and we know that there's a lot that we don't know, we will remain the college of choice for Houston students, for workforce development, for industries, for businesses. And after our breakfast, I'll come back and share with you more about what lies ahead with HCC and the community. I've told you about the achievements we've had in 2021. Next, I want to tell you about where we're going and the plan to bring our region together and be the most resilient community in the world. More later.
We're going to now start serving the breakfast. As we do, we're going to be recognizing some of our elected officials. First, we want to thank our trustees who are here and work on behalf of Houston Community College. But we'd also like to thank all of the other elected officials who are here as well. I'm going to go through a list. As I mention your name, you may stand up, and if you'd please hold your applause till after everyone is standing. Christina Pickrell, Northwest SGA President. Commissioner Grady Prestige. Sheena Childs on behalf of Councilmember Mike Knox. Deanna Harrington on behalf of State Senator Paul Bettencourt. Stafford City Council Member Alice Chen. Harris County District Clerk Marilyn Burgess. Stafford City Council Member Cecil Willis. Houston Fire Department Chief Samuel Pena. State Representative Armando Wale. Colby Bayers on behalf of U.S. Congressman Al Green. Jeffrey Boney, City Council Member of Missouri City. Houston City Council Member Tiffany Thomas. Elizabeth Bossell on behalf of State Representative Jim Murphy. Thank you all for attending this morning. Enjoy your breakfast, and we'll continue our program in about 20 minutes. On behalf of everyone here, we're honored to welcome Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner to the stage. He is Houston's 62nd mayor and is proudly serving his second 4-year term. Much like HCC, Mayor Turner listens to our community and responds. With the various disasters Houston has faced over the past 2 years, the mayor has also focused on resiliency through the creation of the Mayor's Office of Resiliency and Sustainability. The initiative works to advance programs in strategic areas such as energy transition, building optimization, and flood risk, as well as disaster mitigation with the goals of creating better outcomes for our city. Mayor Turner has been a great friend and advocate of HCC, and we're very grateful for his ongoing support and work on behalf of this great city. Please welcome to the stage Mayor Turner.
Let me just say good morning to everyone, and certainly to Chancellor Maldonado. Let me congratulate you and your team. Certainly to the board of trustees for Houston Community College, to the faculty, and especially the students. Let me congratulate you as I listened to the remarks that you gave earlier. Certainly HCC is moving in the right direction, and all of us are very proud of Houston Community College. Please give it up to them one more time. Look, let me just be very, very brief. I've got a number of people here this morning from the city of Houston. Several of the city council members who are here this morning. If you're a member of the city council, just please stand up. I can't quite see you, but I know you'll be standing. So thank you. I see Councilmember Robert Gallegos, Councilmember Sally Alcorn out there. Councilmember Tiffany Thomas is out there. Did I catch a bone? Okay. And then there are several directors here of city departments who are here. Chief Pena, if you're one of the directors, please stand. Chief Pena, please stand with the Houston Fire Department. And the Chief Economic Development Officer as well. Look, let me give you just high marks as it relates to your resiliency design. Had a chance to speak with Chancellor Maldonado and others last week about what HCC is embarking on, and can't say thank you enough. Since 1980, the state of Texas has faced 19 major storm events. No, let me back up, 119 major storms events since 1980. With each one of those storms costing at least $1 billion. In the last 6 years since I've been mayor, we have faced 7 federally declared disasters, 7. And so we recognized that we had to make some changes and to build resiliency in terms of our model because these shocks and stresses come repeatedly. Storms are coming, major events are coming with greater frequency, greater intensity, and costing more. And so we formed the Mayor's Office of Resilience and Sustainability. That office now is being chaired and headed by Priya Zachariah. Priya, please stand up right here. Priya Zachariah. And the reason why I'm so excited, because to hear what Houston Community College is doing on your Resilient Design, Resilience Center, it means that the city of Houston is becoming in alignment with one another, and we are moving in the same direction. In February of 2020, the city of Houston put forth its Resilient Houston plan. About 18 different targets, 60-something goals. We're well on the way in moving forward on that. On Earth Day, we put forth our Climate Action Plan, Earth Day of 2020. 4 major pillars: energy transition, we're the energy capital of the world. The second is electrifying our public-private fleet by 2030. The third is building optimization, energy efficiency and conservation. And the fourth is material management, building a circular economy, major commercial recycling, working with companies like ExxonMobil and so many others. And then just on Friday of this past week, we announced that the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, TCEQ, has given us the green light to take that landfill in Sunnyside that was opened up as a landfill in 1930, closed in 1970 under protest, been pulling down that community for the last 50 plus years. We're going to reimagine that site and turn it in now to the largest urban solar farm in the country, enough to power 5,000 to 10,000 homes, take 120 million pounds of emissions out of the system, put in a $70 million investment, create green jobs. And I say that because we can say we are creating jobs, but if you don't have the workforce training, the upskilling, the reskilling, the focus on solar energy, carbon capture, utilization and storage, clean hydrogen, if you don't have the jobs, You can create the opportunities, but you're still missing. And here comes now Houston Community College, providing the needed opportunities of the workforce, the training that's so desperately needed to build resilience. So I'm excited about what's happening here at Community College. I'm excited about the direction, look forward to the alignment, and on many scales. I chair of the United States Climate Mayors, about 500 across the United States, and the global chair, of the Global Resilient Cities Network. And so when I talk about what's happening in the city of Houston, it won't be just from the city of Houston's perspective, but it will be from not only the city of Houston, but what's happening here at Community College, what's happening throughout our community. There is no question, there is no doubt that you don't have to be in California to make major things happen. You don't have to be in New York to get all the attention. You don't have to be in Chicago or Atlanta, because in this city, from the city down to the community college, Houston is leading the way with your resilient design. And for that, I want to say thank you. Look forward to working with you, and now let's make it happen. Thank you so very much.
All right, while you continue your breakfast, I'm going to now introduce our Chancellor, Dr. Cesar Maldonado, to continue our program.
Thank you, Mayor Turner, for those words of inspiration and team building in facing the challenges that we have to be the most resilient city on the planet. We look forward to working with the mayor, with the city of Houston, with the counties around us, all the other partners throughout our region in our resiliency initiative. From its beginning, HCC has been the community leader in first responder and public safety training. We've continually improved our offerings and our curriculum by listening to the community, providing specialized programs to train in a variety of fields. To that end, over the last few years, we've approached multiple public safety organizations, government, community organizations, with concepts that widen our service in response to emergencies, adding focus on advanced disaster training. We started this back as we were living through Hurricane Harvey, and we listened to the community. And now I'm pleased to announce, on behalf of the Houston Community College Board of Trustees and the institution, that HCC is partnering to redefine what a resilient Houston and surrounding counties can look like, transforming our region's strength into resiliency. We're calling this initiative Resiliency Operations, an approach that leverages the entire HCC regional footprint and each of our centers of excellence to provide Houstonians with the level of training and resources needed to prepare for, respond to, and recover from catastrophic events. Our vision for this important initiative is to build a stronger, more resilient region where everyone can be plan aware and response ready, and every business can prepare for the future, not being concerned about overcoming recurring disasters. We will create the first in the nation Resiliency Center of Excellence, the Resiliency Operations Center. This is a vehicle with which to connect residents, employers, civic groups, first responders, safety professionals, community organizations, neighborhoods, the entirety of all of us, small business, with the appropriate level of instruction and training for preparedness. Our objective is to protect the well-being of our citizens and our communities and increase economic stability. The centerpiece of the effort is the HCC Resiliency Operations Center, or ROC for short. Now, notably, in recent years, catastrophic natural disasters have impacted our community, our state, and our nation. Acknowledging this, safety professionals and first responders need a facility with which to train safely under simulated conditions, with the intent of reducing the loss of life from threatening circumstances. The Rock, a state-of-the-art training facility, will be located at HCC's Northeast College Caldwell campus, where it will positively impact the greater Houston area, the state of Texas, and we believe the nation. It will provide a place for first responder training to enhance their skills and confidence, creating a preparedness level that saves lives. I also believe that real-life simulations, coupled with technology such as drones and robots, will give the Rock a global appeal that attracts first responders from all around the world. We will leverage HCC's existing footprint and its 14 centers of excellence and educate a wide variety of disciplines critical to disaster preparedness and recovery. Whether it's industrial support, technology, culinary arts, logistics, healthcare, all of the resources that the college has brought together in one center. It's about skills mastery for potential disaster scenarios, including major flood events, fires, freezes, toxic spills and leaks, pandemics, and on and on. With demand in the region from both industry and government and the community, we anticipate opening enrollment as early as this fall. To give you a visual of what resiliency operations looks like at HCC, I'm pleased to share a short video with you.
Over the last several years, the greater Houston community has faced incredible challenges. In Southeast Texas, there have been 3 500-year flood events in the Houston area since 2015, each more devastating than the last. Not to mention other natural disasters, medical and weather-related emergencies. Despite the challenges the greater Houston area has faced, Houstonians have channeled their innate spirit of strength, collaboration, and resiliency. Together, we've been able to bounce back and help those in greatest need. At HCC, we have a long history of transforming our community's strengths into long-term, sustainable resiliency through the training of first responders. But now, we want to expand that reach to help citizens and small businesses prepare for potentially disastrous scenarios. In response to community needs and feedback, we're creating the new Resiliency Center of Excellence. Our vision? To build a stronger, more resilient Houston, where every Houstonian can possess the knowledge to prepare for, recover from, adapt, or manage hazards and disasters. Community resiliency is more than responding to major flood events. It includes disasters such as fires, spills and leaks, pandemics, and freezes. This initiative is about skill mastery of all potential disaster scenarios. HCC Centers of Excellence are existing nexuses of education and training located across the greater Houston region. Each provides education around critical elements of resiliency. This initiative will support the local economy through the development of a resilient workforce. It will connect our campuses to the resilience of citizens, neighborhoods, and businesses by serving urgent pre-disaster and risk mitigation throughout the HCC district. Our pathway to resiliency is centered around preparedness, response, recovery, and rebuilding. At the core of this important initiative is the Resiliency Operations Center. At this 65,000 square foot complex on the HCC Northeast campus, 3,000 to 4,000 first responders a year will safely train in controlled but authentic high and swift water simulations. The goal of the HCC Resiliency Operations Center is to provide opportunities for first responders along the Gulf Coast and beyond to acquire skills to conquer the deadly dangers of flooding while maintaining their own safety. But the center is not solely about rising and swift water. There will also be 2 additional first responder training facilities and programs centered around other aspects of disaster response in the highline and petrochemical industries. Electrical service is critical for our community, so it is also imperative that highline workers have a place to prepare for storm operations. The Resiliency Operations Center Highline will offer a safe, simulated work environment for exactly this type of training. Similarly, when water becomes an issue along the Gulf Coast, the petrochemical industry is affected along with the rest of us. The HCC Petrochemical Program will serve this huge industry and complement existing HCC programs already educating to fill the large and growing demand for petrochemical workers in our community. Houston needs this. Texas needs this. HCC is committed to making it happen, and we want you to join us. Are you in? Take action with us at hccs.edu/embracingresilience.
I hope everyone here is all in and will join us in this effort. As you saw in the video, our vision for HCC's Rock is bold. It will redefine what it means to be prepared to collaborate in our region, the state of Texas, and arguably the nation. We're very excited about this, and we're beginning our efforts to fund this project from a variety of sources, including an initial investment from the Texas State Legislature of $5 million over the last 2 budget cycles. We expect to get some more support from the state and other areas as well. I want to thank many of you in the room that helped us with that legislative support. Today, our collective call to action is your support. We've scoped the needs of the community, the training, the certifications, the convergence of technology, and our facilities, our ability to train. Certified programs coming together to make us better prepared and better responsive. And we're now ready to serve the community, once again, by providing those services that are unique, that will bring us together. Now, at your table is a card that seeks your feedback. And if you want to send money, that's fine. Not asking for money. Not yet, anyway. I'll get back on that, with you on that. Ideas. We want to listen to what you need for your businesses, for your families, to future-proof them. The neighborhoods that we live in, your business operations. Please join us. Now, being resilient isn't easy. We're going to have to do some things different. But when we do it purposefully, strategically, and in partnership, we design something great, something that will outlast all of us and lead to a safer community, economic stability, and growth for everyone. Need your help to examine how our communities can move to the next level of preparedness and how HCC can best serve them, both now and in the future. Thank you for taking the time to come and listen to our story. We look forward to staying connected with you and sharing the great successes that are happening right here at Houston's Community College.
Thank you once again, Dr. Maldonado. And before we release everyone, just had a few more elected officials to mention, so please do stand when I mention your name, and then we'll have a round of applause afterwards. Yoruba Harris on behalf of U.S. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Frank Gonzalez on behalf of Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia. State Representative Christina Morales. Ahmad Al-Aswad on behalf of Fort Bend County Commissioner Ken DeMerchant. Corey Glenn on behalf of Houston City Council member Carolyn Evans Shabazz. Stafford Municipal School District Trustee Ash Hamani. West University Mayor Susan Sample. City of Stafford Mayor Cecil Willis, City of Houston City Council Member Sally Alcorn, Harris County Attorney Christian Menifree, Board President Stafford Municipal School District Chris Caldwell, Missouri City Council Member Monica Riley, and Houston City Council Member Robert Gallegos. Please stand, all of you, and recognize them. Thank you on behalf of Houston Community College, and thanks everyone for joining us this morning. If your employees need training or any aspect of resiliency, or if you want more information about the opportunities available at HCC, remember to complete the card left at your table or scan the QR code that should be on your table as well, and that'll direct you to our resiliency website. Thanks again. Have a great day and a wonderful week.